Hello there. You folks are tuned into Radio on the TV. My name's Phil Goetz, and I'm sitting in the KVRX DJ booth with Smokehouse Brown. And what's the name of your show here?
Blues at Sunrise.
Blues at Sunrise. That is absolutely correct. From 7 to 9 a.m. You've been doing the show here. How long have you been doing the show?
Let's see, it's going to be, in June it'll be 2 years now that I've been doing it here at KVRX.
June, 2 years. Now you have some radio experience previous to...
Yeah, I do. I started as a college DJ at a little community college station called KGUR, the Mighty Cougar, which is in the Central Coast of California in San Luis Obispo.
Okay.
So I did about a semester there and then moved on to another college station, KCPR, which is where it's at Cal Poly in San Luis Obispo. And it's where Weird Al Yankovic actually got started. He was an architecture student there and a DJ as well.
Oh wow, I didn't know that about him. I've seen Weird Al play once. That's kind of my introduction to music, was listening to Weird Al, because everybody was singing about love songs, and what kind of 11-year-old or 12-year-old wants to hear songs about love, so start kind of listening to Weird Al.
Sure.
But how did it go for you? I mean, starting to listen to music as a teen or tween or millennial, or what generation are we? Is it Generation X? As a Generation X youth growing up in what city were you in? What?
I grew up in basically Solvang, California, which is right in between Los Angeles and San Francisco on the Central Coast of California.
Wow. So what's like a weekend? Like y'all get your driver's license at 16 or 18, and it's like, well, do we go to LA or do we go to San Francisco or what?
We'd mostly drive out to the mountains and drink a beer out in a dirt parking lot. But no, like musically, I grew up listening to a lot of different kinds of music because my dad is a big music fan, and he was a college DJ as well back in the 60s, I believe it was, 60s, maybe early 70s. And so I just grew up listening to his old reel-to-reel player and vinyl records and.
Jeez, what? So reel-to-reel? I mean, he had records, and then was there any music that he tried to expose you to more than others, or I mean, was it just you kind of digging through all the tapes and
some of it was me digging through
records?
But my dad wasn't a blues fan per se, although he likes blues. He's more of a comedy music fan. So
wait a second, your dad has been on the show with you before, and you played the Sarté song, I remember, or something like that, or it's satire, but I heard
based on the different philosophers. Yeah, I had him on as a guest host a few months ago, back in September, and he shared his vast knowledge of bizarre, obscure, comedy artists.
Tell me about some of the callers, because we've got a blinking light here, and Smokehouse just had a giveaway and took the 6th caller. Most DJs here at the station will take caller number 1 if they're lucky. But
now I'm very fortunate. There's a definitely, I've noticed a big listener base for this program, especially over the last couple semesters. It's gone up quite a bit. And all kinds of callers. There's a few students who listen, a lot of commuters, a lot of moms will call me and tell me that they like introducing their children to the blues.
I really shouldn't have said this, but the first thing I thought when you said the mothers like that was kind of the cleaning the house music, but I didn't want to be assumptive and say anything about like who cleans the house and stuff like that.
Yeah,
but
these are moms
I can
driving to
picture
work.
that because
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly, parked on Mopac or wherever people are rolling in from. But
and a couple grad students I know listening from their offices when they're here in the morning, slaving away on their dissertations or whatever it may be.
It's a little bit easier of an audience, I think, doing a blues show than to come from, say, Noble Brown's Fighting Music, which is a metal show that plays things like, he was promoting the cattle decapitation show coming up, so there's just not that real hard edge, I don't think.
Yeah, I'm fortunate, because everybody loves the blues. I mean, few people really know a lot about it, I think, because they're not exposed to it, but everybody's heard B.B. King. Most people have heard a John Lee Hooker or a Muddy Waters song, and they like the sound and they love it. And here in Austin, there's a great
I brought you a costume. I forgot to hand that to you earlier. So does that go well with a with a T-shirt, just for the show?
This would work. I think Doug Freeman, who does the country show,
spice it up a little bit. So
all right, we'll do the bolo tie.
Excellent. Well, we got 2 minutes left in the track right now.
All right.
What track are you playing there? You've got
this is a guy
guitar.
This is a guy named Tail Dragger.
Tail Dragger.
who was given that nickname. He's an old Chicago blues man. He was given that nickname by Howlin' Wolf because he used to come late to the gigs all the time, so they call him Tail Track. But it was recorded live in Chicago back in 2005, and it's one of my favorite records here.
Does it say the venue?
Yeah, it was recorded at a place called Vern's Friendly Lounge in Chicago.
Vern's Friendly Lounge.
It's an old blues joint.
I've spent a little time up there. I saw New Year's one year. I saw Morphine, which is kind of
I love Morphine.
Jazz,
Love Morphine.
low
sax.
with it. But yeah, I walked by the Green Mill, which is mainly known as a jazz venue.
Yeah.
And they were charging $80 at the door, and they were like, "You may be more comfortable wearing this." And they were giving away top hats, like black,
Really?
kind of top hats.
$80 to see Morphine. That's insane.
True enough. So you got to bring it up a little bit here, Get the TV viewers of radio on the TV. Little taste of the show. 91.7 KVRX Austin plays none of the hits all the time, and we're on weekdays 7 p.m. until 9 a.m. So we get the frequency at night, and then on the weekends we're on at when are we on? Saturday, Sunday?
10 p.m.
10 p.m. That is correct. Sunday nights 10 p.m. we got Local Live on, and there's been some blues on Local Live. I believe.
There have been, yeah.
Occasionally.
We've had a couple blues artists.
Guy Budd, I know off the top of my head.
Great Guy Budd, who's going to be on the upcoming Local Live compilation, as well as Ben Bone King, great acoustic artist from San Antonio.
You got 20 seconds there. I'll give you these and let you...
Thanks, man.
Watch this.
It's good to have you.
You lie, Smokehouse.
Oh. Lord have mercy, baby. That was the great Tail Dragger, one of the finest of the Chicago blues veterans. He was given that name by none other than Chester Burnett, Howlin' Wolf himself, because he used to show up late to gigs. Tail Dragger there with My Head is Bald, an album he released on the Delmark label. It was recorded live at Vern's Friendly Lounge in Chicago back in July of 2005. Hope you enjoyed that track, Sitting Here Singing My Blues. Before that, we had the great Marcia Ball and Angela Strelli with It Hurts to Be in Love from Live Down the Road on Alligator Records. You are listening to Blues at Sunrise. This is KVRX Austin, 91.7 FM. My name is Smokehouse Brown. Special congratulations to Brandy for winning that pair of tickets to go see live professional wrestling at the QFC Arena this Saturday. And we're going to have another pair of tickets to give away to that show. So all of you callers who called in and just missed it, please stay tuned because we will have more tickets to give away as well as a CD. If any of you have any requests, give me a call. 512-495-5879 is the number. Or you can give me a request online from our homepage at kvrx.org. We're going to get down with a little blues from one of my favorite labels out of Oxford, Mississippi. Fat Possum Records. They put out a lot of very eclectic, edgy, very powerful blues by artists who play in that haunting northern Mississippi hill country style. And I like this record they put out last year. It's by a great Mississippi artist named Paul Wine Jones. The name of the record is Stop Arguing Over Me, and the track is I'm So Lonesome.
It's coming. It's coming. I knew he was clear so I could start talking, but I'm so lonesome.
Oh, we're having problems with this CD player too, it doesn't vibrate.
Yeah, it doesn't start up right. I'm going to, real quick, Roger,
sure.
My introduction to the blues, I thought, before I moved to Texas in 1999, I thought Stevie Ray Vaughan was just some other country western musician who had died, and I was working at a Subway, making Subways. I was a sandwich artist, and I had some CDs I'd check out from the library, and I got G.E. Smith with the Saturday Night Live band, and it was Buddy Guy sitting in with them, and I was working at Subway, making a Subway club, putting a little bit of oil and vinegar on it, and I looked up and I was like, they're making a lot of racket. I didn't realize that you can make a lot of racket playing the blues.
Oh man!
But that was my introduction to it.
Yeah. Especially when you got Buddy Guy in there. He's amazing. And he's coming to Stubbs in June.
Wow.
Who was making racket doing the blues though? You were making
racket?
No,
the artist was. Okay, and I was like, man, blues. I was like, hey, the blues is all right,
Yeah, it's a very energetic form. I mean, it's real. It's a simple music. Stylistically,
1-4-5 12 bar.
1-4-5 12 bar. Although there are some variations, but the genius of it is it's easy to learn how to play the blues, but it's not easy to play the blues. And when you hear a good song, I mean, you know it.
That's the word from the man. We'll be right back with Radio on the TV, talking more with Smokehouse Brown. Back here in a second. Stay tuned.